I'm Commander Shepard. Geeks and Gamers is my favorite show on the Citadel.
Hey guys, I'm back. Luke again here, and welcome to episode 6 of the Geeks and Gamers podcast. We're going to apologise now, before we carry on any further, about the fact that there wasn't a podcast last week. When we counted up the numbers, there was basically 2. There was Paul and Elanor. So last week we decided that we wouldn't do a podcast because there weren't that many people. So if you don't like it, lump it.
Even though episode 5 only went up today.
Yeah, well, as Paul said, episode 5 went up today, so you should have enough to keep you going until this one's, to be fair, by the time you listen to this, it'll be live anyway, so what the hell? What the hell? But yeah, so I'm just going to do my quick, I'm back. I'm going to now whip everybody into shape, and I'm going to hand over to Steph to talk about Comic-Con.
So, last weekend, my excuse for not being on the podcast is I was at Comic-Con London, where you learn how to not fall out with your friends and master the art of queuing. On the Friday, I spent a lot of time looking around and shopping, as you do when you're there, because if you don't shop then, you probably miss out on some stuff. Had a look at some customised PC parts, looked at what's actually going on that weekend, met Gideon Emery, who is Fenris in Dragon Age and Mac in Call of Duty. He's a very nice guy. Very friendly, very patient. When I jumped on him to ask him to do an intro for us. So that was Friday. Saturday was just hell. It was a lot of queuing for everything. Met Mark Meir and can't remember the actress's name, but she plays Liara in Mass Effect. I think it's Ali Hillis, and it was only a quick stop to see Ali. I wasn't that interested in meeting her.
And you call yourself a Mass Effect fan?
Oh, come on, I hate Liara. I hate Asaris.
That's racist.
Is that just like
I'm
all
a
of them,
xenophobe.
or?
Well, there's a playthrough I did in Mass Effect that I accidentally slept with the console and Liara. Because I was trying to do full Renegade and I didn't want to sleep with Liara. So I got really angry and decided I hate her. She was quite badass in Laird the Shadow Broker. Mass Effect 3 she was alright, but like Mass Effect 1 she annoyed me. But anyhow, so Mark did a recording. He had great fun. When we went for the photo session, he got quite excited seeing a lightsaber. He's the one who decided on how we're going to pose with it. Gideon, when I had my photo session with him, he was evil looking with the Sith lightsaber. So I was quite happy with that. What else did I do on Saturday? Apart from queuing. It's all in the blog.
I've not seen those pictures.
It's on my Facebook.
Oh, has it? Oh,
Yeah.
I missed some. I was looking every day and I missed them.
Yeah,
I'm going back to check now.
yeah. It's stock from my it's got an album called Comic-Con.
Yeah.
I have got a blog up for anything I did forget what I've done on Saturday. Sunday, I met Willa Holland from Arrow. Had a photo session with her. Really good fun, but sadly couldn't really talk much about anything because it was literally rush in, rush out with the photo shoots. Not my choice, but she liked the lightsaber. But most of Sunday I spent my time hanging around with Agents of the Force, which is a Star Wars cosplay group, where we had a lightsaber duel, and sadly one of my lightsabers broke.
Oh no.
So, but I've met some like awesome Star Wars cosplays. Had a bit of fun with Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon. Because I wanted to remake Episode 1, but couldn't do it in a short space of time. I can't remember what else I did on Sunday. More shopping.
What was the best thing that you bought then?
It's got to be the Pokemon, right? Right? It's got to be. I'm so jealous.
Well, I got like Star Wars t-shirts. I got a Mew, a Mudkip, a Charmander. Yeah, but the thing is, I got the other half here. So, it's got to be the Mew. It has to be the Mew. It's cute. But, yeah, so, was it more shopping, more queuing. Didn't get to see any panels this year because everything clashed.
Oh, that sucks.
Everything clashed. Like, there's like a whole entire Arrow panel. There's a Mass Effect panel. Really wanted to see them, couldn't.
So, what was it that you were doing inside of the panels?
Was my photo sessions. So those were the things that clashed. So, but next year I don't think I'm going to book a photo session because it's a complete mess this year with like queuing up. I think I queued over 2 hours to collect my photos.
Dear Jesus.
Yeah, so I am the master of queuing. Whereas I let everyone roam free from me, I just stood in queues. So
That's where an iPod comes in handy.
yeah, my iPhone was like almost dead, so I couldn't really do much. I got some videos, film footage to go around. I need to like edit it a bit because the other half was filming it and filmed upside down partly. Yeah, so
He was
skills are
upside
going
down?
really well.
well, the other half, Sandy, was filming while I was walking, and he filmed upside down like the whole entire video. So I
You
got
know that he's the wife of the noob. Husband of the noob.
no, he's the wife. Careful what I say because he's looking at me again. But no, it's like honestly though, like I find it quite hard to describe Comic Con because it's kind of one of these events you have to go to see what it's about. There is so much to do, but like if I was going to recommend anything, just plan everything. Like honestly, like when I went, when I went last year. No, was it last year? No, 2 years ago. I actually did some panels, and they are great fun to watch and listen to. Right, and you can ask questions, to the actors and actresses. So it is something worthwhile going to. I've booked my apartment next year, see who turns up, and actually, well, I can't plan better, but I don't think I'll be attending photo sessions, so because I really want to go see the panels, but missed out on that.
I really want to come with you next year.
Yeah.
Should.
Well, we're kind of paying for a wedding, so.
Oh, but
Then
Paul,
we
you said you'd buy us a trip down London.
I know that was Scott's lovely editing, wasn't it, Scott?
Marvelous what it was.
But the thing
Oh,
is,
Scott's here now.
oh, Scott, but on Saturday, it's literally like plan far ahead what you want to do, go in and try not dying. Because it is so hot in there and it's so crowded. It's like being on the London Underground on rush hour. You can hardly move.
but not like that.
And I was in my full Sith outfit and I was just roasting and I was like, well, Darth Maul didn't complain on Tatooine.
Must have had some pretty amazing deodorant.
Yeah, I got, what was it? Right guard dry 96-hour protection.
Oh.
Plug.
It's not really a plug. It's
You
the
just plugged
children.
the deodorant better than you've plugged Comic Con so far.
Right. Good things about Comic Con.
Queues.
No, queues like the worst thing. No, good cosplays, friendly people. Lots of
Key
stuff
rings.
to look at.
Key
I didn't get a key ring. There's lots of stuff to do. You meet some really awesome people. Photo sessions, loads of stuff to buy, lots of stuff to actually go and see. Like if you didn't do the photo sessions, I could have gone to the panels. There's games. I actually had to go on Mortal Kombat 10 and I beat Sandy at it. I was well happy.
Nice
I didn't rage too much. And I said to the PlayStation guy, I was like, I've been banned from playing these games because I throw controllers across the room. And he goes, don't worry, they're attached.
So was it a PlayStation you were running on?
Yeah, PlayStation 4.
Trader.
The hell's it, traitor?
What are you
Not
talking
that
about,
boy.
Dan? You've got a PS4.
It was. No, it was. I mean, it was weird playing a PlayStation 4 controller because I'm used to playing with my PC and Xbox One. But they never released new games, but I wanted to try out Mortal Kombat 10. There was a Saints Row chair, which was quite cool to sit on. There was the Batmobile.
Yes, I saw the picture and I geeked out.
So there's a Batmobile replica there. But I think like the worst thing at Comic Con is the queuing inside the venue, but that cannot be helped.
Well, how many people would you say went to the Comic Con?
Over 100,000.
Oh, okay, so just a little bit busy then.
Yeah, well, it grows every year. Like when I first went in 2010, I think the first one I went to on the Saturday, and it wasn't that bad. But now as the years gone on, and I now attend every year, it has been getting busier and busier. It's 2011 Comic Con I turned up to. I can't remember my first one of those years. But it does get busier and busier as as the years increase.
Yeah.
So like the Saturday for me is, this is what I'm doing. Off I go with it. But on the Friday, that's looking around. Sunday is, more looking around and actually doing some meetups with cosplay groups. And I accidentally found Agents of the Force, which I will be meeting up every year now.
What is Agents of the Force?
It's a Star Wars cosplay group, and they do photo sessions. I think it was they did one on Saturday and I missed them, and they did one on Sunday, and it's like literally a massive Star Wars meetup and lightsaber fighting.
That
And we had
seems really cool. I mean, I saw in your picture there's a wee baby as well that they dressed up.
the Yoda kid was so funny, and then and there's this other kid running around with like a toy knife, like stabbing all the Sith. That's so funny. But and we had a Jawa there because they basically separated us, Sith on one side, Jedi on the other, and the Jawa decided to join us. I just kept making these random noises when we're trying to like stare each other down with evil glares. Just everyone cracked up. It was really good. Loved the photo session. It's like much better than the Mass Effect one I went to 2 years ago, because like anyone, if you weren't dressed up as like a main character, no one was interested. Whereas, you know, you go there like, but they just go there how you are, and it's you like feel welcome even though you're a newbie. So
what one would you say is the Comic-Con you've been to?
best one would have to be the one 2 years ago, because there was so much more I did. But no, last year's one was probably my worst one I went to. But no, this year was probably my second favourite one.
Oh, cool.
Well, even with all the queues and everything.
Yeah, I'm a
It's
master
like going
of
to
queuing.
Disneyland.
Well, the thing is, I don't like queues that much. But I think the first queue I went into was of picking up my photo queue. After I found out, I was picking up 5 photos or 7 photos, something like that, because I picked up for my group so they could look around. And that's how much of a nice person I am. And I queued up, and I found out all 5 of my prints were messed up.
Did you get a refund or anything?
No, they were reprinting them, but it took over 2 hours to get a reprint.
Oh gosh.
So, and the thing is, this girl kept shoving it into me, and I just absolutely flipped. I'm like, I said nicely twice, "Can you not shove into me? Please, can you stop shoving into me?" I was like, "For God's sake, stop shoving into me!"
You should have force choked her.
But no, I even shouted at the manager at the photo session, because I'm like, you shouldn't take over 2 hours to get a photo, your photo's reprinted. And there's a girl to my right who's waiting the same time as me to get a second photo, and I'm like, when they finally printed my photos, like, now you need to do her, because she's been waiting just as long as I have. But on the Sunday they kind of sorted it out a lot more when picking up the photo pictures. It wasn't like a horde of people. But no, I'm going again next year, so hopefully I'll have a lot more to talk about next year.
That sounds like it's good fun. Me and Elanor are going to the Glasgow Comic-Con in July, so our tickets have been confirmed. It's across 3 different buildings though, so
yeah, it could be interesting. And also the Glasgow School of Art or Art School or whatever it's called, that burnt down recently. Well, and that's one of the venues that they've at, so I'm not sure.
The whole thing didn't burn down; it was only a section, wasn't it?
Yeah, but a lot of people lost a lot of work.
Be careful. One recommendation for Comic Con also is only bring the money you're willing to spend.
That is a good recommendation.
Because there was a comic book store, there was a massive Marvel one, and I was like, oh my god, I could just buy loads of comics right now. And I was sensible enough not to take money with me.
I know that I don't know if it's the writers or the artists for Captain Marvel are going to be at Glasgow. So. Should be good.
Oh yeah, I forgot to say, I met was it Cyanide and Happiness? If you read those comic strips.
Yeah.
We went to their store and we had a sketch done.
Oh.
Well, I looked them up today because it was in your blog and I didn't know who they were. So.
That's so funny. They did a sketch of a mutated bird. Well, it was drew out random things. It was mutation and then birds, and then he just drew it. One of the artists for Cyanide and Happiness.
Huh.
Rather entertaining.
I'm excited for for the 4th of June because I'm going to a signing for the new Fight Club comic that's coming out.
Sounds fun.
Yep.
Is that based on the film?
Yeah, it's a sequel to the film.
Oh.
There's it's the Glasgow Forbidden Planet that they've been signing it.
Well, he's going around all the Forbidden Planets. I think, by the sounds of it, because Scott was saying that he was at the London one as well.
Scott, you went to the London Forbidden Planet the other week, didn't you?
Yeah.
How was it?
Big. Much bigger than the one in Edinburgh and Glasgow.
you can't really get much smaller than the one in Glasgow.
Yeah, I think the one in London is actually one of their new mega stores. I don't know how new it is actually. I think it's been there a while, but they've also just opened a new mega store in Birmingham. Yeah, it's the same kind of thing as Steph saying with Comic-Con though. You have to really know what you want when you go in because you could spend stupid amounts of money. There's so many comics, novels, memorabilia.
The Forbidden Planet in London, is that the 2-floor one?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been there and I bought like a load of Mass Effect stuff. That was quite bad. I only went in to get like a t-shirt and ended up with a lot more than that.
You guys are lucky. I've no comic book stores in my vicinity.
That's what we're here for, Dan. We made sure that your comic
Aye.
collection
Oh.
grew.
Thank you, but again for that, by the way.
Yeah, no worries.
Well, I have to travel like outside of Tame now to get my comics or
Is
anything.
that how you say it? I've been wondering how to say where you live.
Yeah, that's how you say it. It doesn't make sense, but that's how you say it. By the way, good luck finding me. Yeah, no, that's Comic-Con. Queuing.
Yep. But it's good to hear, though, that despite the queuing, you still enjoyed it, and this was your second favourite one, so really, it can't be that bad.
No, I don't hate my friends.
This is good. What is it that I always go raging at you for, Paul? It's the achievements in Halo.
Yes.
Whenever you get an achievement and I don't, but we've clearly done the same thing, and I have this delay or whatever, I just rage quit.
Yeah.
Yep.
But you seen, I didn't rage quit today after you got achievements.
That's because I genuinely got them and you didn't.
By accident.
Well, I try very hard for my achievements, so...
But yeah, I'm done with Comic-Con now.
Cool.
So you can like send a topic. As long as you want to ask me any questions.
Well, Luke said we have to keep talking because
Ooh, that sounds good.
he's
Well,
away from the record button. Just
Alright.
So any questions about Comic-Con then?
I'm sure he's going to edit this bit out.
Elanor, you need to stop saying that because it means that we have to actually edit that bit out.
Yes, it does, because I'm sure he doesn't want everyone to know that he's slacking from his job right now. So,
Right, any questions about Comic-Con?
how much money did you end up spending, if you don't mind me asking, on stuff that you felt you needed?
That's very personal.
I spent nothing.
Oh, that's
She
good.
stole it all.
Ask how much Sandy spent.
Okay, how much did Sandy spend?
£300.
Oh,
£300.
100.
100.
Oh,
How much spent Sandy? £350.
350 or 150?
Free.
oh.
150.
Tell him
Lost
to
a
budget better.
No. Well, basically, it's one of the things you like see something like ooh shiny, and just go buy it. Because we bought quite a lot of stuff. It's like it's worth it for a Charmander Mudkit, Mew, 2 Pokemon photos, loads of t-shirts. Like come on, look like 2 Star Wars t-shirts.
2 is not loads. 2 is 2.
Yeah, signatures, photos.
You had to pay for signatures.
Yeah, at the MYM stand, you had to pay. So and I bought a card game. I can't remember what it's called, and it's basically you just try screwing each other over. Oh, it's called Coop.
Oh, okay.
What? Or Coup?
Just Google Dublin Comic Con and it looks like Kevin Conroy and all the Batman animated series actor coming to it.
So that'll
Come
be you going to that then, Dan, yeah?
I hope. I don't have much money.
Well, I know the London one for the weekend was £45 a ticket, and that's priority entry. Well, I think Scott was thinking about going to Comic Con London next year.
Is that correct, Scott?
If it doesn't clash, yeah.
Because we have
Failing-
actual science conferences that we have to go to as well, don't we?
Yeah.
Mm.
Failing that, there is one in Birmingham as well, and possibly might end up going to that one instead.
Well, 'cause I was looking at going to Eurogamer, but it's so expensive.
Well,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
£60.
I know you said, yeah, it's so expensive, but I was like, and I can imagine being so busy, like worse than Comic Con. And you have,
what
like-
you want to go and see.
One thing is, and like if you're playing like previewing the games, you got like touch sweaty controllers.
Oh,
That's why you
Take
take baby
alcohol
wipes.
wipes. Job done.
Hey, Lucy.
Tell.
I've been here all along. What are you on about?
There's a small section that you'll have to sort, Luke.
Yeah.
The conversation sort of died, and we discussed how you weren't here. So yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it was Eleanor's fault.
Yeah, it was my fault completely. I'm sorry.
It's fine. It's fine. If you run stuff, you run out of stuff. You know, that's the way it is. But yeah. So...
On another note, Steph, your Comic Con blog has got 18 views so far.
Yay!
Yay!
Luke, yours has 113. You're now the most popular blogger.
Oh yes.
Most controversial.
I can do controversy.
I'm the most popular video reviewer.
Yes.
It's because you spammed the channel.
What do you think I do with a blog?
It's nothing on Dan's spamming of the videos.
Oh,
I didn't spam anything.
What we mean by Dan spamming is he has multiple aliases set up across YouTube, so he just keeps watching his own video on different accounts and then signing out and watching it randomly. Then he puts like some sort of software on his computer that will allow like a VPN so that his IP address doesn't get followed. So then he doesn't realise he's been back again. You know, there's however many views, at least 150 are Dan's.
You can't me, Luke. You can't me.
Yeah. I'm smart, you see. It's only because you asked me to do another 150.
So it's like no one actually listens to our podcast. It's just Dan.
And me while I was away. That's it. The people who do it are the ones that listen.
Excellent.
But, yeah.
All I have to do is reload the page 25 times.
But it doesn't work like that.
Feels like cheating, though.
It is cheating.
Yep.
Yeah, you also have to be able to match your IP address.
People do actually read the blogs, though, which is good in more increasing numbers than at the start. So, yeah.
Well, that's what happens with subscriber stuff.
Yep.
But yeah, right. So we'll call that one then.
Yep.
Yeah.
Second part of this podcast, which is just going to be me and Paul, because everyone else either lost interest, doesn't care, or just doesn't watch it. We are going to catch up on Hunt the Truth for everyone.
Yeah,
So,
Or just hasn't caught up yet.
We've not done it for a few. Well, is this then not spoilers for you, Scott?
Spoilers.
I'm going to take my headset off for this part, so pop
Right.
me on the Facebook thing when you...
I couldn't give a just telling me I want to hear.
oh, there's one beep already. I thought we were going to get through a whole podcast with that beep.
Earlier as well.
And it's always done.
Yeah.
Dan.
Jesus, wet down. Right.
Just put a muzzle on him.
Anyway, Paul, fire away. I'll let you take the lead. I'll follow.
Okay.
And we'll create a virtual conga line.
Ooh. So, Hunt the Truth has been getting quite interesting. I know that we've not actually talked about it for a couple of weeks. Giraud seems to be causing a storm in a... you'll need to beep that as well. Do apologise.
Yeah.
Has been causing a major storm in the sort of galaxy itself across every sort of medium. The story that he's been like kind of cracking into with things not quite tying up, and then Master Chief going into a peace summit and killing one of the actual main people within the peace summit.
But did he?
Yeah, and the reason why the did he comes up is because new character that came into it in the last couple of weeks is Pharaoh, who sounds increasingly like Cortana, or I've actually even said Dr. Halsey.
Possibility.
The fact is, she's an incredibly good computer hacker. She hacked into the sort of meeting. Can't remember what the meeting was actually for, but it had all the heads of like sort of the military and things like that. They were all in it, so that Giraud could put his story across to them, so that they were
And
fully
senators.
aware. Senators as well.
It was between the senators and the military. The head
And
brass
then-
of the military.
And then the thing was, one of the last lines that Pharaoh said was, "We protect you," which then made me think, is that actually the Master Chief, and is this all set up to uncover what Oni's been doing?
So I think there is. I had multiple theories because obviously, as I said before we started the podcast, I didn't really listen to it. Obviously, that's why I kept muting these sections. While I've been away on holiday, I've caught up with everything. I'm sort of up to date, and actually listening to it one episode after another is actually really, really good. And I don't know. There is definitely some sort of, would he play the double bluff in the fact that it is him that's trying to uncover everything that's happened to him? I mean, obviously, I've started reading the Halo books again. Got the first sort of 3 out of the way. I'm on the 4th book now. And obviously some of the stuff within the book actually points at, there's all sorts of back jobs been done, backhanders, should I say, not back jobs. Yeah, a load of backhanders between obviously the brass at Oni and the military and that sort of stuff. And I mean, obviously the one I'm reading at the minute is Onyx, whatever it is. I can't remember, Onyx something or other, which is basically where one of the other Spartans called Kurt gets basically only set it up so that he has an accident in space and ends up disappearing and classed as missing in action, because obviously a Spartan never dies. And when he gets basically taken away, he finds out that obviously he wakes up after he's floated off into space inside a giant Oni carrier, and that's where they explain to him he's been chosen to start creating the Spartan 3s. And obviously that what they want to do, and it's set out within the book, is, I haven't finished it yet, so I don't know how it ends, but this first introduces the Forerunners into it properly, the Sentinels. And basically what happens is they end up on the planet called Onyx, and so far from what I've read up to, the military want to do it in half the amount of time with half the amount of cash. So the gene pool selection is a hell of a lot bigger. They're given all the drugs to make them develop a lot quicker. The augmentation is done at a younger age, but they are classed as a disposable soldier. So basically, they're kidnapping kids, actually, I say that, from what I've read, it doesn't seem like the Spartan 3s are kidnapped kids. They're orphaned kids that the Covenant have left behind after wiping out families.
Oh, doing the glassing of the planets.
Exactly, all from the outer colonies and stuff, which is obviously in Hunt the Truth, where they've nicked most of the kids from the outer colonies, and then used the whole glassed planet as an excuse for the inaccurate records. And basically, it's pretty similar in the book, but the Spartan 3s don't actually have the. Now you're gonna have to excuse how I say, is it Molgena, the armor, that.
I'm jumping in here to say Mjolnir.
Mjolnir, right? Okay, we'll go with that one then. So yeah, they don't have that special armor. They have some special filtration armor, which is about half the thickness, but it still has the gel coatings, that sort of jazz, and it's also got active camouflage. But they're not as well trained. I can't say they're not as well trained. They are very well trained, especially within the book. But they're sent out to the battlefield at like 13, whereas the original Spartans were trained, still in and going through training at 13, 14. I don't think, if I remember rightly, the original Spartans didn't actually go out on active operations within their gear till, were they 16 or 17?
I think it was 17 that they were going out in active gear. Although from what's been happening in Hunt the Truth, it seems to be that John 117 was a lot younger than anybody else.
Yeah, because he showed the natural characteristics of a leader, so they sort of forced it upon him. So that's a bit different in that sense. But basically, what they're doing is, in this book, they're using kids as disposable soldiers. That's what they're doing. They're basically augmenting on children that are under the age of development, so they're giving them all these drugs, and they're also adding in one extra drug within the book, which is actually a psychotic. It gives you like animal instincts, obviously the fight or flight instinct. Well, this psychotic makes you fight. If you are down on your luck or you're backed in a corner, you will go basically rabid dog at them to get out of that corner. So they're making the new Spartans a lot more temperamental within the book. But yeah, so it would make sense, especially obviously now I'm reading the books and stuff like that, that it would be some sort of operation to uncover it all.
Yeah.
Because as part of it makes me wonder, where the hell does Spartan Locke come from? If you've watched the Halo Nightfall TV series, and this is a spoiler alert, he's just an army man.
Yeah,
that's all he is.
So how did he become so good to be a Spartan?
Yeah, where the hell does this Spartan thing come from? Is this part of Hunt the Truth? Does the top brass finally crack down on him and say, well, you can't do it with these anymore. If you're going to do it, you're going to do it. You're going to do it on the secret, but you're going to do it with humans, like with fully developed human beings, not with kids. You're not going to augment them. What? Where does this lead in?
Yeah.
So
Then that brings up the point of the clones as well. So they said that they were supposed to have killed all the clones by the time they turned 6. But from how this story in Hunt the Truth's going, it seems like John survived, or John's clone survived, and is stronger. And then they're talking about people bumping into exact copies of themselves and then committing suicide afterwards. There's as I said before we've done the podcast, there's a transcript from an emergency services call now on Hunt the Truth, detailing the first officers to appear and say, "Hang on, we've just been at a place where we've just seen this kid."
Yeah.
So it's really interesting what's happening. So I'm looking forward because this is us all wrapping up to E3.
Yeah, so what? It's got about 3 more episodes, if that. No, well, not even that. Now E3 is
2
less than
episodes.
2 weeks away, so
Yeah.
2 more episodes really, and then I'm going to imagine they're going to leave it on a cliffhanger, and E3 will wrap it up. I'd imagine.
Or even Halo 5.
It's true. It's true.
Which will be a pain in this because that's all the way back up until October 27th.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's gonna be a wait. I think. I don't know. I reckon they will wrap it up, but I don't think they will tell you what it was about. You know, maybe they'll have Benjamin Giraud killed off. No, Oni are on his tail. You know, maybe.
But it depends on who's protecting him.
Well, it's true. It's very true.
Because if it is a whole thing where it's Cortana and Master Chief are trying to set things up to pull out the rogues and show you the actual truth of the organisation, then he'll probably be safe. But it'll be one of those cliffhangers that they'll leave you on of someone's breaking through his door, but is it him or is it Master Chief that's actually coming to protect him?
Well, it makes you wonder. I mean, it would make sense as well with, obviously, thinking back to the initial Halo trailer when they, well, not the initial one, but when they did the 2 live action ones and that sort of stuff, and where basically in the second live action trailer they released, where obviously it's the Master Chief stood and Spartan Locke's dying on the ground.
Yeah.
And I think is it final or second to final line in that is my journey has just begun, or whatever he says, you know. So it would make sense that his journey would be to destroy them from the inside out because of everything that's happened to them. So, you know, it's a possibility, a very strong possibility. And it's the best one I've heard in a while. So, you know, I don't see why that couldn't be the way it comes around. So, yeah, I mean, I'm still, if I'm honest, I think, yes, Pharaoh is either, like you said, it's either Cortana or Halsey, or maybe they're both in it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they're both Pharaoh, but maybe it could be one, because, do you know what, it's been that long since I played Halo 4, but didn't he leave Cortana behind?
Yeah, Cortana was left on the Forerunner's ship.
Yeah, so...
But that was at the same time as she was kind of going through the, like, sort of, essentially her version of mental breakdown.
Yeah.
Because she was flicking between blue and red, and depends on how they go with it.
Is Luke away?
No, he was just talking, then it went really quiet.
Sorry, I had to run because the cat decided it was going to try and throw up on the living room carpet.
All right.
Oh.
Yep, that's a valid running moment, that is.
It was one of those pushing big hairballs moment. All you heard was...
Oh, lovely.
Like, oh, great. So yeah, that's where I went. But yeah, have you got anything else to add? Because I think I'm done on Halo, to be honest.
No, I think that's me for
Yeah.
this week.
Right, awesome. So, final topic this week. Yes, 3 topics again. We're starting to cut down a bit. We're going to be talking about whether or not film companies and TV companies nowadays are leaking too much of their film, whether that be in trailers or shots from the set, etc. Whether they're releasing too much of a film before the film's actual release, and whether that's starting to decline interest within the film, or whether it's starting to ruin it for people, etc. and so forth. So this time, and I know someone wants to have a little rant, I'm going to pass it over to Dan.
Thank you, Luke. And now, I know that Luke just said I want to have a rant, so yeah. Basically, what I'm pissed off about is that
Thanks, Daniel.
Rant.
It's still language.
Feel like, what was it? Was it
Captain America?
Yeah, language.
Did you really just say that?
Carry on.
So basically, in the past few days, for the upcoming Suicide Squad film, they have leaked about 50 on-the-set photos. That's about, I don't know, what, 10 a day? And these photos have been showing things like Batman in his stun suit without any proper animation or texture laid over the suit. It's shown Joker and Harley Quinn driving up in some
Language, Daniel.
Some weird pink car driving around the city streets. Another one showed Who else was there? I want to have a pic. I want to take the. I want to have a.
I'm cutting your bit.
No!
Start again. Let's swear in
Yeah.
this time.
Give me a minute. I need to formulate my blur.
Formulate your blur. Is that a technical term? That?
I work in a formulation department, you know.
There you go.
What is blur?
Eleanor can formulate your blur.
She's not formally
With a
anything as
3D
blur.
printer.
No swearing this time.
Oh, I'll try my best.
Try harder than your best.
Your best isn't f***ing good enough.
Thanks, Luke.
My bad.
You bleed.
Pound in the jar.
I think at this rate, Dan's going to be paying for your wedding.
You should start a swear jar. The amount of swears I make will be millionaires in no time.
Yeah, swear jar. If you'd, we'll do it through PayPal, and my PayPal address is as follows.
Okay, I'm ready.
Right, go on, Dan. Fire away.
So anyway, I am not a big fan of what David Aidi and the whole DC team have been doing over with the Suicide Squad film. Basically, we've been getting about 50 photos leaked from the set in the past few days. And some of these photos, they're just stupid. There's one with Batman, and he's in like a stunt suit that's not been layered over with texture or anything. And it just looks stiff as hell. Another photo, we see Joker and Harley Quinn driving around in some weird pink car. I don't know what to say about that. And basically, as Paul has been trying to calm me down because I've been getting really annoyed, as he puts it, over personal opinion. But still, is it right that they show pictures of the film in such an early stage like this? And I think it's just going to throw off, people's opinion of the film before it even comes out. They're basically running against themselves in the race. What do you guys think?
People are stupid enough to think that what they're looking at in terms of photos or early production video is anywhere near what you're going to see in the final cut. Hell mend you. All
Thanks.
it is early imagery and early footage, but there is still so much filming, work, action, rewrites, edits to be done between now and then. It's good to see that they're working on it, but I don't quite understand at all why you're getting so worked up about it.
I mean, look what they managed to do with Glasgow and turn it into Philadelphia. I mean, us Glasgow people can tell that they're looking at George Square in the start of World War Z, but I mean, they did a half-decent job.
No one else really notices.
Well, I'm just flicking through Google Images now.
Either.
But I'm looking through the images now for Suicide Squad, like the set, and I don't think they've released. I don't think it's actually many spoilers. It's just like a lot of costume detail. And there's some like
not spoilers. It's just coming.
What I'm saying is there's a lot of costume detail. Yes, okay. There's some set things, but that's like before all the effects are on and so forth. I don't think they've released enough to completely spoil the whole entire film or anything. It's just like, with a certain TV series, I know Arrow did it. They released I think a 2-minute clip before the episode, and I used to watch them to build myself up the excitement of watching what's going to happen. So I don't think they're going over the top with it. Like with the Star Wars 3 minutes, whatever teaser trailer. I don't think that spoiled anything.
See, I'm in the same sort of boat there. I mean, I don't see how shots from a set can really affect how your final viewing performance is. I mean, let's be honest, CGI is used in practically every film nowadays. A trailer, possibly. I mean, there were quite a lot of films nowadays. Most of the time, in the 3 or 4 trailers they released, it's probably the best bits of the film. We don't know in what order they're going to come in, etc. I mean, it's like the Avengers trailer, probably the best or one of the best fights in Age of Ultron was with the Hulkbuster and the Hulk. And they released quite a lot of that as a trailer, but not the whole thing. So it was still a really exciting fight sequence. I don't think it ruins anything. I think I've annoyed him. He's just dropped out. I think I said something. But yeah, no, I don't think that it affects the way that the final film is produced or the way that because it's going to be completely different. If they're releasing that many, are they genuinely leaked? Because let's be honest, if you were releasing 50, 60 screenshots of of photos of a set, would your boss not have found you by now?
Yeah, I think you make a
But
good
it's all
point there.
the other thing is it looks like distant street cameras as well.
There was a lot of people when, like, I know I go back to this, but it's the only example I've got that I was anywhere near. But when World War Z was filmed in Glasgow, a lot of people could take pictures that got in quite close because they filmed it right next to the uni. Like they closed streets to traffic, obviously, but you could still the uni buildings were still operational and people could take pictures out the windows and stuff. So it could be that someone's just lucky enough to work right next to the set.
I think your point about trailers is quite apt, Luke. I think we are kind of getting to a point where, certainly for some films or TV shows, yeah, it's so easy to watch the entire thing and know what's coming. I had the misfortune of going to see Mad Max Fury Road last weekend. I'm aware I'm in the minority, but I absolutely hated it. And when I went back and watched the trailer afterwards, yeah, the entire storyline is laid out in front of you in the trailer. And in addition to that, it actually portrays that there's going to be a lot of dialogue because they're speaking throughout the trailer. And one of the reasons I hated the film is because there was so little in the way of dialogue. So not only was it misleading, yeah, I knew exactly what was going to happen from watching the trailer alone.
Well, I think like certain trailers on films, they don't give like all the good bits away. I know, what was it? Probably the Ant-Man trailer I watched recently. I think that might give quite a bit away, and
Especially with
the
the train
Fantastic
scene.
Four. So I think that would, but then like, you know, they have to show the best bits in a trailer to get people to come see the film. Because if you show the crappy bits, no one's gonna be interested.
So here's yep, it's fantastic getting the trailers, but how many trailers do we actually need? Like, there was about 6 or 7 different trailers for Age of Ultron.
Was
before
it?
yeah,
Yeah,
and it was
that's the OTT.
it was all very like minor variations on it, but there was still that volume of trailers, and it was just going, hang on, just give us the one trailer to get us pulled in and leave the suspense.
No, I agree. They only need one trailer, but like I think with Star Wars, it's building the hype up, like putting a bit more out because we know it's gonna be a long ass film.
Yeah.
And Dan is having problems.
Hello, I've returned.
Yeah, we've all disagreed with your point, Dan.
Oh, great. That's
Defend your
that then.
ground.
Yeah, we've basically just scrutinised everything that you've ever said.
Well, there's one thing as well, though. Like, now that so many comic book films are coming out, they've already got a fan base for the story before they come out. So, I suppose a lot of people want to know what storylines they're taking with the films, to know whether, like, to anticipate it a bit better, if that makes any sense. Like, all the really big fans of the Avengers would have wanted to see, oh, what storyline they're doing, where are they going to set the next bit up, that sort of thing. So maybe people would appreciate a lot of trailers for that sort of stuff. But I mean, to be honest, I'm happy with one trailer that makes me go, oh yeah, that's coming out. And then
Well, I know there's always like a lot of speculation, like after we watch like something comic books. I know me, Paul, and Luke are in a separate chat about Arrow Flash because we finished both seasons, and we're like, right, yeah, run,
run.
But we're speculating what we're gonna probably see next season, which we can't really say what we're speculating.
Cake.
Because it's
spoilers.
Yeah. Cake is a lie.
It's not.
It's just an oxymoron.
Yes,
spoiler,
indeed.
Barry runs. And Arrow's Oliver Queen.
No, Oliver Queen's Arrow. Yeah.
Oh.
Well, actually, I can't say anymore because Scott's here.
Actually, it's here. She's Arrow.
Yeah. No, I am Arrow.
Seriously?
Yeah, seriously, yeah.
No,
Seriously?
I'm the Flash.
It dismays me how much you use spoilers as a punchline.
We're sorry. But we've not given anything away.
No.
I don't know, but every time you say spoiler, it's like you're taking the proverbial. And I know I managed not to swear there. I'm quite pleased with myself.
No, we're saying spoiler because of that Facebook page incident.
Yes.
Which one was that?
Oh,
yeah.
spoiler.
That was big rage.
I remember that.
Yeah.
That big rage fight.
Yeah, I remember that.
And then I accidentally post a proper spoiler.
Yeah. Yes, you did. Just listen for the thumbnail.
But no, I don't think. I think, right, I agree with the point that one trailer is enough. Maybe 3 if you push it.
Maybe 3.
No, maybe 3 if you
Just
push it,
2.
and it's going to be like a brilliant, like long film. You know, it's like a 3-hour film. Like,
What if they tie it in with
three
different...
trailers for Lord of the Rings, like 3 different trailers, loads of context. But for a short film like Age of Ultron, you only need 1.
Yeah.
Short?
But what
It
about
was
if you
2 hours
see...
and 24 minutes.
It wasn't, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Did I
sure.
actually fall asleep in the middle of that, Paul? Did I?
No, you didn't.
Okay.
It was just crammed with action. It was just that fat paced. What the frig's a fat paced film? Fast paced.
Look, did we see the same here?
Yes.
Yeah, it was. It's like an hour and 24 minutes.
What?
It's 2 hours and 24 minutes.
It's a good 2 hours and a
Oh, it's
half.
just. Oh.
Yeah, 2
Okay,
hours.
maybe. All right,
24
fine.
minutes. It's the longest Marvel film by 14
Alright.
minutes.
But you're saying it was jam-packed with action here. That's
Yeah, it
why I'm
was.
wondering if we went to see the same film.
No,
Yeah,
it was jam-packed with
it was,
action. Then
But that was
slow
its
bit.
downfall.
It was
The
fast,
Blu-ray version
slow
is
bit,
meant to be
fast.
even longer.
Oh,
Yeah.
there's a
Which
story
we're
in there.
guessing.
All right, fine. Longer films than 2.5 hours, like Lord of the Rings.
The Lord of the Rings Extended Edition is 681 minutes.
Oh.
Jesus, what?
Could you
All
imagine
smushed together.
now when you add in the extended version of the 3 Hobbit films that are about to be released when they come out later, I think
Oh.
it's next year? So that'll
Long
be pretty much
film.
24 hours of
Lord of the
Middle
Rings.
Earth magic.
I would
Yep.
kill myself.
Yeah, but I only watched the 3rd Hobbit film, and that was just like it was just full of longness. You know, they could have fit into.
That's because you weren't in love with the characters from the first 2 if you missed them out. You had to travel with them across their whole journey.
Yeah, but I watched the original Hobbit, so I kind of knew what was going to happen.
Yeah, but
I'm sorry, but that's
Richard Armitage, he's amazing.
it's a ploy though. Why do 3 films on a book that is half the size of one of the Lord of the Ring books?
Thank you, Luke.
Why?
Because the fans demanded it.
Well, the fans are.
You do know
Sorry,
that
I'm
The
gonna
Hobbit
bleep
is
that, my
one
bad.
book.
But the thing is, the stuff that was in the Hobbit, granted they stretched it out and added things that aren't in the actual Hobbit book, but they took things from the other parts of the Middle Earth and just to blend it in together. So while some of it was superfluous, it was exploring some other aspects of Tolkien's books that wasn't it wasn't in the Hobbit. So yeah, it's arguably not accurate to have it within the Hobbit film, but it was still valid within the Middle Earth. I don't know, world if you'd like,
No,
and
it's
the
still-
fans still wanted to see it.
No, it's still a good film. Don't get me wrong. It's just
Apart from the death scene,
Long.
spoilers. Death scene is the worst death scene I've seen on a film for a long time.
But there was. I don't think there was that many trailers for that film.
No, I don't think there was.
No,
Could it just be that you're watching all of the trailers for all the films that you want to see?
no, because when you go to cinema, you just see trailers.
Oh, that's my favourite bit of the whole cinema experience. Ugh.
Not
but that's just it.
it's just trailers.
It's the trailers. I eat all my food in the trailer bit, and I just get so excited, and then the film I'm sleeping.
I've timed my drinking when I'm watching a film, so I don't have to go to the toilet. I've timed it well.
I did that with Age of Ultron. Apart from that.
I did that with Age of Ultron. The last 20 minutes, I was sitting there with my legs crossed, like, oh my god, hurry up, film.
No, I went when I needed to go. I went at the bit where Thor goes into the pit. So I didn't know anything about that. So when I watched it a second time, I was like, "Oh, that bit's new." Oh no, that's when I went to the toilet.
What films do we actually want to see next year? Well, from
Deadpool.
trailers.
Civil War.
Deadpool.
Far from the Madding Crowd. Just to stick that in there, you know.
I'm going to be an oddity and say I'm actually looking forward to Fantastic Four.
Oh, that's
That's-
odd. That's like I'm excited about that as well.
I'm not.
The trailer won me over.
But Dan, is there a reason for not wanting to see Fantastic Four due to the look of the thing?
Yeah.
Is that your sole reason why you're not looking forward?
No. I've seen it and I just don't. It's not getting me. It's not capturing my. It's just not appealing to me.
Okay. Let's flip this in retrospect. Then you say that too many screenshots and too many trailers ruin a film. You need more trailers to win you round to going to see it.
No, no.
Yes,
no,
you do. Yes, you
no,
do.
no. From what I've seen, I don't like it.
Exactly.
Yeah, one trailer.
That's what I mean. You've seen
Yeah,
one trailer.
one trailer is enough for me to decide I don't like it.
You need the second trailer.
Yeah,
and
you need a
third trailer.
second and a third trailer.
And then
I
you
don't
need
want it.
50 stage sets. Pictures.
I don't want it.
A few
Mine, I
good
think
pictures could come in
Batman's-
handy here, Dan. That might swing you around.
No, I don't want to.
Now you're just in denial. I can hear it in your voice.
Paul, you said Deadpool acted. If anybody was going to be championing the fact that there's a Warcraft film next year, it was going to be you.
I've not played Warcraft for about a year now.
So I've just
don't.
figured out that the film
Yeah,
I'm
that film
excited
isn't
about
great.
seeing is already in the cinemas.
What
So
is it?
clearly I wasn't that excited about seeing it.
What is it?
Far
Fail.
from the Madding Crowd.
Never heard of it.
That's because you're not cultured enough to read Thomas Hardy
Heathen.
novels.
Who's
Like-
looking forward to Star Wars?
Yeah,
Yeah.
One.
Oh, Luke, what's your film?
my film. What that I'm looking forward to.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna go completely out there, and I think it's out in a few days actually, if it's not already out. I'm actually really looking forward to seeing the remake of Poltergeist.
Oh,
Well,
I just
yeah.
watched Insidious 2.
I
and I'm
hate
gonna
the
see
Insidious film
Insidious
with
3.
a passion.
I've only seen the first one.
Hate
Paul,
it.
isn't that one that we watched on a date when we first started
It's got
seeing
the
it?
red in it.
Dan, yes, I'm looking forward to Spectre, and I'm hoping for more topless scenes.
I want lady topless scenes.
But this is a
So-
family-friendly film, not like the old days. So they don't put a lot of lady toplessness anymore. In
Yeah,
it.
it's not like Game of Thrones.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, I went there. Check out my blog
Luke
post.
is supposed to.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Luke, please watch more than the first couple of episodes because it
it's
gets
basically,
good.
yeah, but it's like a legal porno. No, well, look, what I meant by that is like, it's on the TV, you don't have to go like,
It's still something you wouldn't watch with your mammy, really.
I refuse to watch it, and simple job done.
What about if we trick you into watching it?
I think I'd realise.
How are you going to trick
think
someone into
we-
watching Game of Thrones?
I think
Tell him
No,
it's
I think of
things.
something.
Luke needs more trailers.
I'll find some really good YouTube videos and I'll like tag you in them.
I tell you what, I'd much rather read the plot to the story, and I've done job done.
Don't read the books.
I don't want to read the books.
Why?
I don't read
Why
books
do you-
very often.
Why don't you get an audiobook?
Oh, graphic novels.
No.
Is there porn in the graphic novels?
Well, it might be a bit unsuitable for children, I suppose.
There's
Yeah.
one kick-ass graphic novels.
Yeah, but Kick-Ass is just crap.
No,
No, it's not.
Favourite comics.
No, I thought Dan's favourite comic was My Little Ponies. His favourite animated series.
How much of a tangent have we gone off on tonight? Because I'm really confused as to what we're supposed to be talking
We're
about.
talking
right
about
now.
trailers.
That's
We're
I
talking
thought we
about
were talking
trailers.
about favourite upcoming films there.
Oh,
for a
Yeah,
second.
no,
We did
no,
sort of
talk
go in a
about
massive
trailers.
tangent on this one, but
I
it'll
know,
all go
we-
together quite nicely.
I think trailers, and then like talking about trailers, might as well talk about new films we're looking forward to.
Well, yeah.
It's in.
So,
What was the
Scott,
last trailers we saw, Paul? Because they were good ones.
can't
They were
remember.
that good you can't remember.
It was,
I know, but
it
I
was
was
the
so
trailers
excited.
for Age of Ultron.
No, because we were at Age of Ultron when we were watching them.
That's what I mean.
That was Star Wars then, because that I know what trailers
Oh,
were played.
Star Wars wasn't in it. Or was
No,
it?
it was. No, it wasn't. No.
It was
Probably
for
Mad
me.
Max,
Oh yeah, we've seen Mad
Jurassic
Max.
World.
Tomorrowland.
Jurassic World.
Oh, Jurassic World.
I got
Tomorrowland,
Jurassic
but,
World and I
yeah.
got Star Wars.
I had The Witcher
I-
3 when I went to see Age of Ultron.
I
So
got Witcher
sweet.
3 as well.
I didn't
Um,
see that.
We've got Halo 5 as well.
Yeah.
And I got Halo 5. I
Yeah.
pulled it
Oh,
out.
you lucky bastards! They don't show any game trailers over here.
That was the first time I'd ever seen it. So.
First time I've ever
Where's-
seen it. That
I
said,
actually saw
Yeah, come on.
was it Halo 3? I saw in the cinema, and that's what made me buy my Xbox 360.
Wow.
Yeah.
I wish
so
other
it's
people
simple.
that we know were so easy to convince.
What's that?
That was a big dig at people who might listen to this podcast. Hint, hint. Go and buy
Oh,
one so we
Is
can
that,
play.
are you talking about Monica and Bartosz?
Yes. Because hopefully they do listen to this and they'll hear us.
I think we're getting off on a massive tangent again.
Yeah. Yep, let's pull it all together and wrap it all
I
up.
do
then,
I do
say.
completely agree with everything that you said. Yeah.
Scott, did you tell us what your upcoming film was going to be?
No, but thanks.
It's because you've been quiet. I forget you're there. And I've
I
that
was
and
quite
I've got
vocally ranty at the start of this section.
true, but I have got the AVAR video, Skype recorder over your face. No offense. It's just where it sits on my desktop.
I'm thinking of two words, Luke, and the second one is you. Fill the blanks in, listeners. Fill the
Love
blanks in.
you.
Love you.
Is it
Exactly. And the age of family show is precisely correct.
It's alright. I said hello. I called Paul Scott yesterday.
Yeah.
That's just offensive.
Yeah, you called Scott a ginger. That was the one thing.
I've been
Yeah.
there.
To answer your question, Paul, it's not a comic book film. It's not a fantasy type film. It's a gangster film.
Hey, it's
Oh, well,
Black
you-
Mass. It's Black Mass.
Black Mass, correct. Looks phenomenal.
Who's going to be in that?
But you're not looking forward to watching
Johnny
Far From
Depp.
the Madding Crowd?
I'm Benedict Cumberbatch.
And Cumberbatch and Kevin Bacon. It's just
Elanor freaking out again.
Oh my god! I love that man so much.
Footloose.
He annoyed
What-
me.
what
'cause
was
he
that
really
scoff at
upset on the
Footloose?
internet.
Was that a scoff at Footloose, Dan?
No, I like Footloose.
Oh right, okay, that's fine. That's accepted then.
so I wasn't expecting that actually. So I've only seen one trailer for it so far. I think this probably is the kind of film that only does have the one trailer. Have any of you seen? I presume the answer should be yes. Have any of you seen Goodfellas?
I have.
Some time ago, yeah.
You know that scene between Pesci and Ray Liotta where they have the funny like a clown, and you're left on edge as it builds up and builds up, and you just get more and more tense.
Oh yeah.
Throughout the entire scene. The trailer for Black Mass does exactly that.
In fact, Scott,
you're actually on edge.
You sent me the trailer for that the other week, didn't you?
Yeah.
It actually does look really interesting.
I'll pop the trailer on our page afterwards, so if you want to check out the Facebook page, and it'll be on there. But if we're allowed to, I don't know if copyright. Anyway, you can work that out later.
We can put it in the private group, yeah.
Oh no, we can actually stick it on the our page, our Geeks Consumers page, and then take it directly from the trailer's website or YouTube.
But yeah, there's
on our own YouTube.
The trailer itself is an exchange. So the film, in short, without any spoilers really, it's a biographical depiction of the notorious mobster serial James Whitey Bulger, and the trailer is effectively him sitting in a house talking to someone, trying to get a recipe from him, and I've never seen a trailer that had me on the edge of my seat like this before, so I can't wait to see the full thing.
When's it release?
It's later this year. I'm not exactly sure actually.
And do you think it'll be up for the Oscars?
Very possibly, although mobster films aren't exactly always considered. I'm saying that Goodfellas and
The Godfather.
The Godfather are two kind of classic examples against that. But
but then doesn't that set the bar for this to perform like that?
So that's it from us this week. My first week back since going on holiday. Quite enjoyed it. Some good discussions. Though we did go off a bit of a tangent on the last section there. So I hope you all enjoyed it. So anyway, it's time to say good night from me, and I'll let the guys sign the rest of them off.
Cheery bye, everyone.
Cheery bye, eh?
Bye.
See you guys. See you next week.
Cheerio, folks. I'm going to say cheerio on behalf of Grady, who can't be with us this evening too. So cheerio, cheerio, cheerio.
Cheerios. Oh, bowl of Cheerios. Right. Thank you for listening, guys.
And goodbye for me. It's been fun again this evening, and tune in next week, and we'll hopefully have some more interesting topics.
Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe to all our things.
And read the blog.
Yes, actually.
And let us know what you're looking forward to seeing at E3, because we will be discussing that next week.